Hello, good morning and welcome to Manchester. Now, of course, all eyes across the UK have been on this fantastic city because of the big derby in the football. But there is a reason to keep your eyes on Manchester here today, Sunday the 7th of April, right?
Yeah, James, I feel like we need to just go back again to the football, just really quickly, because Manchester was red last night.
Of course, she's a United fan.
I certainly am. Half-time, Man City 2-0 up. It wasn't going in our favour, but Manchester United pulled it out the bag last night.
Yes, they did indeed. But on to today, another reason to celebrate.
Greater Manchester Marathon is happening right here, right now. We are live all morning. It's going to be absolutely fantastic. We're certainly looking forward to it. And I don't want to jinx things, but it hasn't rained yet in Manchester this morning. I just jinxed it, haven't I?
Yeah,
it's
possibly. But listen, I can't wait to get into the event.
Yeah.
But there's a big statement made. They say that this marathon is the flattest, the fastest and the friendliest marathon in the whole of the UK. So come on, back your people up. Tell me a bit about it.
I'm not sure I like that sarcasm when you say friendliest. I'll come back to that in a minute. But it is one of the UK's flattest, hence why it's one of the fastest courses in the UK. Lots of people getting personal bests here. Lots of people like to run here, go around the famous landmarks around the city and what a city Manchester is. And I'm not saying Southerners aren't as friendly, James, don't get me wrong, but us Northerners are a little bit more friendlier.
Yeah, I will agree with that. You
can
can say that, but hey, the sun doesn't shine here. You get your sunshine from the people, right?
You certainly do.
And I'm really looking forward to getting out there and meeting some of the 13,000 runners that are going to be taking part, as well as some of the spectators who are going to be supporting them along the way and cheering them on. And don't forget, if you want to see your loved ones crossing the line at the end, then we are running a live feed on the ASICS Greater Manchester Marathon Facebook page throughout the day.
That was a bit of a mouthful, isn't it?
That was, yeah.
But you did it, you did it. It's absolutely fine. It's absolutely fine. Listen, let's take a look at the course then and what people are going to be looking forward to this morning.
Well, what can we say about this fun, fast and friendly course today? Well, the runners will start at the White City roundabout, heading east, where they'll turn right and go through the streets of Old Trafford. They'll then head down the Chester Road, going under the M60 before turning left into Sale. Once they've looped around Sale, they'll be onto the Brooklands Road and passing the 9 Mile water stop, which will set them up nicely for their journey down the Brooklands Road to Altrincham, where they'll run through the streets of Altrincham and onto the Altrincham Golf Course, where they'll loop round and head back up that familiar territory of the Brooklands Road, heading towards Ashton upon Mersey, where the route takes a few twists and turns before it heads out onto the country lane that is actually Carrington Lane towards Flixton. At that point, our runners will be at the 22 mile point and surely counting down the miles through Urmston and Stretford before heading onto the 1 mile straight for the finish at Old Trafford Cricket Stadium. What can we say? Good luck.
So we are getting ready in preparation for the event to start very, very soon. Shatrak, we're kind of stood here now at the start. How are you feeling?
I'm okay.
Yeah, you're okay? How's the preparation gone for the event?
Yeah.
Yeah. Are you pleased with your preparation? Are you going to be looking forward to participating here in Manchester?
Yeah, I'm so very happy because I'm first time to come Manchester.
Yeah. And what time are you going to be aiming for today?
It depends on the course. I try to run my own best time.
Yeah. And I guess that's the thing, isn't it? I mean, at the moment, the conditions are looking pretty good for running today.
Okay, it is very nice.
Yeah. Feeling good, feeling good. And what about yourself? How are you feeling ahead of the race today?
Feeling quite nervous, but looking forward to it as well.
Yeah. And talk to me about the tapering process, because it's all very well training up for a marathon, but the importance is the tapering, isn't it?
Yeah, the last 2 weeks you tend to start tapering.
Yeah. And how have you done that then?
I've just took more easier days, just steady running, a lot of stretching, and just a lot more rest and sleep.
Yeah. Now, I think your steady running compared to other people's steady running is probably going to be a little bit different. What's your mileage like per week?
Around 70 to 80 miles per week.
Yeah. And there's a lot of high intensity fartlek training in there as well?
Yeah, fartlek, track sessions, hill work, variety.
And what was it that got you involved in running in the first place?
My dad, he ran and he encouraged me to go with him.
Yeah. And what age was that from?
About 12, 13-year-old, early teenage years.
Because what we tend to find is obviously people are going to be so inspired by, you know, performances that you guys put in, and younger people watching this will think, oh, one day that could be me. What would you say to young people watching now and how important it is to get involved as soon as possible? successful?
To start at school, start running for your school and get involved.
Yeah.
And you never know, you might get the bug and get addicted to it like I did.
Because that's the thing, people start running and then they say, right, I've got the bug and I'm totally addicted to it, join a running club and run at school and things like that. What's your fondest memory of throughout your career so far?
Running for my school, representing school at cross country.
Yeah.
No.
And in terms of what you're wearing today, what have you eaten this morning? Do you have to get up at stupid o'clock? Because I mean, it's a 9 a.m. start, so I presume you've had to have a big breakfast this morning.
Yeah, I had a good breakfast at 3 hours before the race, porridge, toast and a poached egg.
So you know everyone's going to be wanting to eat porridge and poached egg this morning as well. And then do you have gels throughout the race? Because you've got about 11 drink stations as well.
Yeah, I'll be taking a couple of gels on and plenty of fluids.
Yeah. Well, listen, we wish you both all the very best, and hopefully I'll be speaking to you both at the finish line. Now, James, where are you?
I am now joined by a VIP, Vassos Alexander. Vassos, it's great to have you here. Now, of course, you are the official ambassador of the ASICS Greater Manchester Marathon. How did you become involved in that role?
I kind of know some of the organisers a little bit, and I was obviously aware of this marathon. It's kind of its growing reputation of being so friendly, above all, actually, and also fast. And so, you know, members of running clubs down in the south where I live, all kind of pinpoint Manchester as a possible PB marathon. So when I was asked if I wanted to be ambassador, it was not a long decision-making process. It was a yes, please, and it's been an absolute privilege to be involved in this marathon, and in the whole kind of organisation of it, because everyone's been so kind of friendly and on it and really wanting to put on a wonderful experience for the runners. The runners are at the centre of this, and that's how it should be, and that's how it is here in Manchester. So I just hope that everyone has a fantastic race, because I know a little bit now of what sort of preparations go into putting into an event like this, and it doesn't just obviously put itself on. A lot of hard work goes into it, and not that I've done any of it, but I'm aware of the hard work that goes into it, and so I just hope that everyone enjoys their day, and I think they will.
Of course, you mentioned friendly a couple of times there. It's a key element and a key theme of this marathon, isn't it? Is it great to see the community coming together like this?
Yeah, look at this. This is the start line of a big deal marathon, and this is the start of marathon season as well. Do you know what I mean? We're early April. We've got London in a couple of weeks. We've got Boston next weekend. This is marathon season, and so this right here, this is the positive energy. This is that kind of, I love this feeling more than anything else. Part nerves, part excitement. I just don't think there's a better kind of human emotion, and everyone's friendly, everyone's talking, how are you feeling, how was your training? It's lovely. And this is it, here we go.
Let's talk a little bit about Team Vassos then as well. You've accumulated a team of guys that are going to be running for all different kinds of charities. How did that idea come about?
Again, it came from the brilliant organisers, and I was very happy to put my name to it and to include these wonderful runners, and we're going to meet some of them. One guy's running his 100th marathon here. We've got the lovely Claire Lomas, who will take, I think, 11 days to run this marathon, and she's in a bionic suit. She's paralysed from the shoulders down. So I mean, it's some extraordinary stories, some extraordinary human beings, and they're really inspirational. So I'm privileged to be able to include these guys and girls in my team. We're just a group of runners, and we're just going to enjoy the day like everybody else. But they're brilliant. They've got great stories, and they are what I think marathons like this are all about.
Well, as you can see, Vassos is in the get-up, he's in the gear, he's going to be leading by example and leading his team. But here is one of the other stories coming out of Team Vassos.
My name is Ashley and I'm taking part in the ASICS Greater Manchester Marathon to raise both awareness and money for mental health and prevent suicides amongst young men. I began running in 2016 after losing yet another friend to suicide. It would be the sixth friend that I'd lost to suicide over the last 10 years. So I felt it was time that I did something about it. I entered the Edinburgh Half Marathon. I had never run before, was never a runner. People face much bigger challenges than 13.1 miles. With each one of the funerals I attended, the churches and crematoriums were packed beyond belief, which obviously showed just what, you know, they had so many friends and family, yet nobody saw it coming. You know, and I often wondered if they could have spoke to me about it, if I had have reached out to them, would things be different? So now I'm constantly posting on social media about mental health, about my running. While I was training for the half marathon, I found that the running itself gave me a sense of, you know, good feeling about myself and was beginning to help my own mental health, which prior to entering the race I hadn't even begun to think about. I often joke with friends about how much I actually hate running. Getting out the door is sometimes impossible, especially with the weather here in Manchester. But I do find upon finishing the run, you know, I feel much better for it and I'm glad for going out, and it's helping my health and my mental health more importantly. The ASICS Greater Manchester Marathon will be my first marathon. I've never run the distance before. Looking forward to it. You know, it's fast, flat, friendly, and you know, if I can do it, anybody can do it. Nothing's going to get in my way, so don't let anything get in yours. I'll see you at the Greater Manchester Marathon.
And we are multiplying. Yes, we are now joined by Ashley Lee. Ashley, we've just seen your story a little bit there. It's your first marathon, so are you fully prepared for the big event?
Something like that, yeah. I'm very nervous. Interested to see, you know, how I'll get on, and be glad to get to the end and pick up a medal.
Let's talk about your preparation for it then. How's the training schedule been going?
Not as strict as some. You know, I've sort of been getting out as and when I can. Been mainly sticking to half marathon distance, which is one I know. My furthest run so far is only 17 miles, so...
Oh, so you need to bank quite a bit on top of that?
I've got another 9 miles.
Can I just, Ashley, when I did my first marathon, my longest run was 16 miles.
Yeah.
You will be all right. You will finish. You will reach Old Trafford Cricket Ground. It doesn't matter if you have to walk for a bit. Just keep your head up, keep smiling, and, you know, and keep your cap on, and you'll be right. But Ashley was up at 1 o'clock this morning.
Doing what?
Nerves.
Nerves. I've been the first car in the car park, first bag at the bag drop. I don't think I'll be the first one to the finish, but you know, I don't get a medal for that, unfortunately.
So we saw in the VT there, talking a little bit about the charity that you're running on behalf of, Calm. Tell us just a little bit more about that and your personal journey with that experience.
Yeah, over the years I've lost a number of friends to suicide, all male, all quite popular lads. You know, it comes to a shock to everybody. And then when I started sort of researching things, I stumbled across the charity Calm. And that's when I thought, you know, I could do my bit for, you know, I'll raise some money for the charity. I don't run. A lot of my close friends don't run, so you know, that sort of stood out to them. So when they're asking me why you're running, I use that now as a platform to say, you know, this is the charity I run for. This is why. And you know, my circle of friends now, they're well on board with it. And since I started it all last year, I haven't had any other friends. You know, I've got 20 more funerals, and touch wood, you know, it'll keep on like that.
Well, hopefully you're going to raise a hell of a lot of money today. Last little bit, Vassos, any tips for chafing? So things like Vaseline, plasters, and all the rest of it.
Look, there's a lot of things that can go wrong in 26 miles. It's an awful long way to run, but try and think of the positives. You know, don't think of everything that could go wrong, because if you're trying to wait for something to go wrong, the chances are it will go wrong. Yes, things chafe. Yes, you might lose some toenails, but it doesn't matter, because in a few hours' time, people like Ashley are going to be able to say for the first time, I have run a marathon. You know, I am, to use the American expression, a marathoner, and I like that. So just think of that. Think of the finishing line, and when you're out there, you know, don't think how long there is to go. If you've run 10 miles and you're feeling it, and why wouldn't you be? Because you've just run 10 miles after all. Don't think of the 16 miles there are still to go. Just think of where you are. Think of getting to the next mile marker. Think of getting to the next street light, the next tree. You know, it doesn't matter. The next footstep. Stay in the moment, stay smiling, stay positive. You will reach the end, and tonight when you go to bed, you'll have earned your sleep, and you will be able to look yourself in the mirror and say, I've run a marathon.
And you won't be able to move either, I reckon. But listen, Ashley, we wish you the best of luck out there, my man, and now it's back over to Hannah.
Now people are really getting ready for the ASICS Greater Manchester Marathon. I'm sure you can see behind me, people are lining up. We've got two former gladiators, Jenny Pacey and Wayne Gordon, that are actually warming people up behind us as well. Now, if you can't have celebrity personal trainers warm you up before the marathon, I don't know what else you can do to get yourself ready. Now, earlier on, I said that we had some truly inspiring people participating in the marathon today. And here's Claire's story.
I'm feeling warmed up.
My name is Claire Lomas. It was just over 10 years ago when I was eventing my horses, and I had an accident that completely changed my life. The horse collided into a tree, I flung me into the tree, and when I hit the ground I knew I was paralysed. It was devastating for me, and it wasn't without really tough times. And everyone sees that I can't walk, but a spinal injury actually affects almost everything from my injury level down. So from the chest down, I haven't got the use of my bowel and bladder normally, no sensation at all from the chest down, temperature regulation, almost everything. So it's a lot to get your head around, and just getting out of bed when I had no reason to get up were the hardest times of my life, and I had to get through that and find new things to do. And since then I have found new things to do. I met my husband a year after my accident, and I've got two little girls as well. I've got a new career as a motivational speaker, but I love doing my challenges and fundraising to help cure paralysis. This year I've got a huge challenge of walking the ASICS Greater Manchester Marathon. It's going to be a tough one. I've done a marathon before, and you might wonder how I do it. So I use a robotic suit, and it moves my legs by me tilting my weight for every step. But I can't even feel the ground beneath me, and I use the parts of my body that aren't paralysed to move my weight. But even trusting my legs are there when I can't feel them was quite tough when I first got upright in the suit. So I have to balance myself. I don't have any core strength, so I'm very floppy in my body, and my arms take more of a pounding. And also mentally, I have to get the tilt timing exactly right for the step. It doesn't just walk for me, it waits for my instruction. So it's very challenging mentally and physically for me, but I'm ready to take on the challenge and hopefully raise lots of money to help others in the future. So for all the runners running for their first time, just keep going. I think lamppost to lamppost, split it up, and never think you can't do it, because you'll reach the finish, and it is the best feeling. And I'm excited to have this challenge again, and no matter how slow you are, it doesn't matter. Nothing's going to get in my way, so make sure nothing gets in yours.
Now I think we might get photobombed just a little bit by your daughter, who's kind of learning to walk now. I think she's going to come in vision very, very shortly. She's very cute anyway, I hope she does. But Claire, what an inspiring story. It started with a sporting accident, and you're here doing something that's truly inspiring.
Thank you very much. Yeah, my life changed in a split second in 2007, and eventing was my life really. I was a chiropractor and event rider, just reached the highest level in the sport. So that small error where the horse clipped his shoulder on a tree, flung me into a tree, put a stop to everything I loved, and I had to rebuild my life.
And that's the thing, it's kind of like a sink or swim moment, because like you say, rebuild your life. There would be a lot of people that would probably think, do you know what, that's it, I can't participate in sport anymore, that's it, I'm done. But that is the complete opposite to what you've done.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't without really hard days. And there were days where just getting out of bed was a huge challenge, because I had no reason to get up, and I had to get through those. But it was finding things I liked again, and one of the things I decided to do was fundraise, and that was really because although it was devastating, I also felt generally lucky to have the use of my arms. So I decided to get out there and do what I could to help cure paralysis, and the work the Nickel Spinal Injury Foundation are doing is incredible, and I really think that one day there will be a treatment to reverse paralysis. It's not just about walking again, but things like bowel and bladder sensation, if you're a neck injury, feeding yourself, dressing yourself, even high neck injuries, have to have ventilators to breathe. So it's a life-changing injury.
Yeah. And how much money have you raised so far?
So overall, I've raised 620,000 now. So I'm hoping to add to this today and over the next few days and just keep going because I won't stop until there's a cure found. So
you're an absolute legend, Claire. So how's this going to work then? Because you've just said to me that you're hoping to do this as quickly as you can. You're going to take each day as it comes. You've rented a house out and you're scheduled to do the cooking this evening. I don't think that's fair.
Yeah, no, we've got a night each, so yeah, take my turn and get it done. But it'll be fine. Give me something to do. And I've actually got, because Maisie's back at school, my oldest one, she's doing the family mile at the moment. I've got a few days away from the children, so actually at least I get a full night's sleep. I've got a little Chloe and everything, and then they'll be back at the end of the week, so I will miss them, but I do get a full night's sleep.
Well, I was going to say, any parent will know how exciting that is, but you are probably going to tire yourself out. How long do you think this is going to take you then to do the full marathon?
So yeah, I'm just going to set off and do as far as I can. There's lots of things to think about. I mean, I get very tired because physically it's tough. It's tough on the parts that aren't paralysed, takes a lot of work. But also mentally, I can't feel the ground beneath me, so I have to focus on where my legs are. I have to tilt the pelvis every step, so there's a lot of like mental concentration as well. So I'm just going to get out there, and then there's things like where the suit could rub me because I'm in it for a long time. I can't feel that, so we have to check and make sure it's not, because we don't want to wait until the end of the day and then see I've done something quite serious. So it's just things like that, and it depends on the pavements. It's so much easier when the roads are closed because I can walk in the middle of the road. Pavements are a different thing, ups and downs and the camber and everything. It's hard, and that slows me down a lot. So we just get out there and do it as well as I can.
Well, I'm going to find you as you start, and we're going to walk together for a little part of it, and then we can talk about your actual physical movements and how that's going to work for you. How can anybody watching right now follow your journey? And I'm sure lots of people want to see you at the finish as well.
Yeah, so we'll say like later on during the challenge of when we're going to finish exactly, once we know kind of what I'm managing. But anyone wants to come and join me for a bit, walk with me, anyone wants to donate, spurs me on to keep going, that makes a big difference. And hopefully we'll have a laugh along the way, and that always helps.
Well, I just want to request on the last night that you don't cook, that you do have a night off cooking. I'm going to put that request into your family and your friends as well that are here. But listen, all the very best. We really do wish you all the best of luck, Claire.
Thank you very much.
You're an absolute legend. Over to you, James.
As you can see, I'm here. People are gathering just behind me for the start. They've been warming up just besides. Have a swing to it over there as well. You can see them still warming up, doing their stretches, etc. A guy that I want to catch up with, though, with his Jamaican heritage, is Usain Bolt. So whilst I go and find him, why don't you guys check out his story? Here you go.
My name is Brindajit Singh Chima, known as Barry, but in the running world, everyone knows me as Usain Bolt. My story started 10 years ago when I decided to do the London Marathon, inspired by so many amazing people that did it. And after that, I got hooked on running. So in 2017, which marked 25 years since my father suffered a stroke, I decided to do a lot of running for the Stroke Association. This involved doing 10 10Ks, 10 half marathons, 10 full marathons, one 24-hour race. The big challenge for me this year is to do 12 full marathons, about 7 half marathons to get me up to 50 half marathons, and 2 ultra marathons. The ASICS Greater Manchester Marathon is one of my favourite races simply because of the amazing support you receive around the course. If you're looking to do your first marathon or you're looking for a PB, then the ASICS Greater Manchester Marathon is definitely the one to do. It is just a fantastic day out. And I just want to give a big shout out to everybody, Aldridge Running Club. Really looking forward to the 8th of April. You will absolutely rock. You can do it. You've trained hard. Enjoy the day.
And here he is, the man himself, Usain Bolt. Usain, it's great to have you here. Are you excited about taking on the ASICS Greater Manchester Marathon? For the 4th time you're going to be doing it, right?
Yeah, really looking forward to this, second marathon of the year, but this is one of my favourites. 4th outing, absolutely love this course, really looking forward to it.
And of course, being your 4th time means that you will be able to become a legend next year, which means you get a gold number and all types of VIP perks. Will it be worth it?
It's definitely worth it. Usain's got all the gold medals from the Olympics and the Worlds. I'll be a legend at Manchester. Brilliant.
You know, with that in mind, give us a bolt. Let's see a lightning bolt real quick. There we go. I think this man is going to be smashing the course later on. Tell us a little bit about your love affair with running, though, Usain.
I used to run for charity. I always thought I'd do 1 marathon, 1 half. Got completely addicted, and now it's just, I love doing marathons. So this year the challenge is 12 fulls, 7 halves, which took me to 50 half marathons, 2 ultra marathons. But this is what I look forward to, Manchester.
And who are you raising money for today?
This year I'm running from a running club, Aldridge Running Club. But last year I was lucky enough to raise £17,000 for Stroke Association. So this year it's all about the love for Aldridge Running Club.
Ah, very good. Are you guys running as a team? Because I know there's a team event where you can win prizes, etc. as a running club, correct?
There's a few quick ones in our running club, so you never know, we might just pull it off.
There you go, you never know, but hold on tight. Watch Usain Bolt doing his thing. I'm going to be out there around about mile 3 or 4, so is he okay if I jog along with you and we have a little bit of a chat?
Yeah, we'll have a little bit of chat, that's fine, absolutely no problem.
I'm assuming the training's been going okay as well?
Training's been good. It's been tough with all the snow, but it's made it worthwhile, so really looking forward to today now.
Excellent. Okay, well, of course, we'll see you sing out on the track, but now let's go and see who Hannah's found.
Now you can see behind me, lots of people are getting ready for this race. People keeping nice and warm, lots of people have warmed up, they're all prepared, they're ready, they've had a good breakfast. All they need to hear is that gun to start the race. But we are bringing you all the inspiring stories this morning, and one guy in particular, Brendan, who's been raising a lot of money with huge aspirations of helping in Malawi and Africa. Here's his story.
My name is Brendan Rendell. I came to Manchester University, and really for 10 years my life was kind of a cycle of self-destructive behaviour, and most weekends were just blurred. I was taking drugs, drinking really heavily. I just didn't have a focus. In some ways I was lost, and I kind of didn't feel like I was good at anything. In 2006 we had a crazy bet to run a half marathon, so no running experience. I would get up at 6 in the morning with a big hoodie so no one could see me in the dark. And then a couple of weeks into it, something happened. I started to find a focus, I had discipline. And 3 months later, I successfully ran the half marathon. I got a phone call that evening and said, Brendan, you ran 1:24 for your first half. And I thought, oh my God, I'm good at something. And that was the start then of a 10-year incredible journey. But it was in 2008, really, and a cycle to Malawi that would really sort of shape and transform my mindset of then sort of shifting my running into charity work. So I came up with the idea to run the full length of Malawi. We didn't know the distance, we just knew it was around 25 marathons, 25 days. And I successfully ran 708 miles in 35 days. We raised 35,000. And then I ran the length of Great Britain from John O'Groats to Land's End 6 weeks later, 962 miles in 35 days. And I really feel like my story represents so many people. I still battle with weight. I still think sometimes I'm really conscious in a race, and I really feel that we put barriers up, all of us. We're all capable of so much more. It's just having that belief. I can't wait to get out and run the streets of Manchester again. Nothing's going to get in my way, so don't let anything get in your way.
Well, I'm here now with Brendan. We're just getting that aroma of deep heat coming from everybody spraying all their limbs and everything. Now, Brendan, just talk me through that. We've just kind of watched your VT there and your journey to start off with running and how you found that passion. But 1:24 for your first half when you were going out training and running. We've got a participant there and another one just here, guys. Just sending the heavies there. But 1:24 for your first half marathon is pretty impressive. But you were going out training in a hoodie so people wouldn't see you.
Yeah. Well, I had 10 years of sort of self-destructive behaviour, heavily drinking, quite overweight. I've always battled with weight, and it was a bet. So I said, right, I'm going to do it. So I used to go around Manchester at 6 in the morning because I was paranoid that people would see me. and I built it up and did my first half marathon in 1:24, and it gave me structure and discipline, and that was the start of me going on to these crazy ultra runs that I do now.
Yeah, because you started off with a half marathon, and what was next after that?
And then I did my first 10 kilometres in 38 minutes, and then I went up to the marathon, and then the last few years I've been doing ultra running.
Yeah. Now, when you say ultra running, to me, I'm like, is that a full marathon? Maybe a little bit more than a full marathon, but it's a bit more than that, isn't it?
Yeah, I think we are all capable of so much more. I don't think I've done anything superhuman. I think with the right discipline and structure, we could go on and do it. And now this summer, I'm running Africa, 4,000 kilometres to raise money for a boys' hostel. So if you can help, brendanrendell.com.
brendanrendell.com. That's where you need to be able to sponsor and raise money. Listen, good luck today. I'm sure you're going to absolutely smash it. I mean, your attire isn't maybe what I was expecting,
I know.
But it's looking great.
Thank you.
All the very best.
Good luck, everyone that's running and everyone watching. I hope everyone's inspired, because you really can do it.
Yeah, you certainly can. Well, now it's back over to James. I don't know whereabouts he is. It's in the crowd somewhere.
Absolutely fantastic.
As you can see, it's packed out behind me. The start is imminent of the ASICS Greater Manchester Marathon. But before we show you that, I just want you guys to check out one more inspiring story from Team Vassos. Have a look at this.
My name is Steve Bassam. I'm 65 years old. I got into running kind of by accident, really. I was suffering from rheumatoid arthritis. By 2001, 2002, the consultant said to me, with the aggressiveness of the arthritis, you need to start preparing yourself for life in a wheelchair. Approaching Easter 2004, they don't know why. I can't tell you why it happened, but it went into remission. So I pulled on a pair of trainers and went out the front door for a jog. Got about 200 yards and I was bent over, absolutely exhausted. And I guess that was a crossroads. You can either say, well that's it, exercise, sport isn't for me, or you do something about it. 2007, I ran my first marathon. At the end of that, I was sitting down recovering, and someone walked past me wearing a 100 Marathon Club shirt. I thought to myself, you know what, that's my new ambition, to run 100 marathons. I'll be 66 this year, and the Manchester Marathon, that will be my 100th marathon. And if I can do it, anyone can do it. I'm not going to let anything get in my way, so don't let anything get in yours.
And here is the man himself with me. It's like a walking, standing miracle. Steve, is there any scientific explanation still for how this arthritis has pretty much cured itself?
Not that I know of. I think it's just I'm one of the lucky ones.
66 years old now, going to run your 100th marathon today. If I'd have said to the guy who was getting ready for life in a wheelchair that you're going to run 100 marathons, what would he have said back?
Just wouldn't have believed it. Just absolutely impossible.
And then after this milestone that you make, 100th marathon today, what's going to be the next one for you?
Well, I'm going to carry on running marathons because I enjoy them. But I'm not going to go chasing any other numbers, 150 or 200 or anything like that. But I'm going to do some longer ones. I want to do some ultras.
And what's so unique and special about the Greater Manchester Marathon for you?
Well, for me, it's because it's the local one, the big one. And I run with Middleton Harriers, who are a Manchester-based running club, and there'll be lots of people from the club out on the course cheering me round today, and there'll be a lot of Middleton Harriers who are marshalling today, so it'll be very special.
And how's the bladder? Because I understand there's only 11 toilet stations throughout the whole 26.2 miles, so are you going to be good for that?
I won't use all of them, but I'll definitely have to use one or two of them. Yeah, without doubt.
And training's been going well?
Yeah, well, when you're running that many marathons, the marathons are the long training runs, so yeah, it's been good.
And being a man who's about to run his 100th, just talk me through, because what I understand, if you run a marathon, at no point in training do you actually run 26.2 miles, do you?
No, normally when you're building up for a marathon, you build up to maybe 18 or 20 miles. I've actually run 33 marathons in the past year, so at no point would I get into a taper point of view. So my long runs, my long training runs are marathons.
Nice. And what's the vibe like when you're actually running the circuit? Because friendly seems to be a real theme of this whole marathon. Is it like that with the fellow runners?
Absolutely. There's a lot of banter. I'm a slow runner, so I run near the back of the pack, and there is a lot of banter between the runners, and also the crowds at the Manchester Marathon are really upbeat. So I'm looking forward to making eye contact with them and using their energy.
And of course, you're part of Team Vassos today. How's that VIP experience been for you so far?
It's good, yeah. It's been great meeting Vassos and the other Team Vassos members. Yeah, really good.
And some inspiring stories amongst the team members as well that run alongside your one.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, some amazing people.
Raising a hell of a lot of money, we hope, as well along the way, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm raising money for arthritis research. So I've got a Virgin Just Giving page, and if anyone wants to support me, I'd be really grateful.
Excellent, matey. Well, we wish you the best of luck round the course, and now it's back over to Hannah, who is at the start line.
So we're just moments away from the wheelchair event taking place. We've seen the family fun run, the miles, already taken part at 8:30 this morning. I know Claire was saying that her daughter was participating in that. But as the race has gone underway for the wheelchair event, then next up we've got the able-bodied race. That's going to be kicking off very, very shortly as well. There's loads of people lining up. You could literally hear a pin drop then. I think everybody's quite nervous in anticipation of this event today. 26.2 miles is quite a distance, and you kind of think, how on earth are people going to be so motivated when they get past that 20-mile point? Well, we've got a group called the Race Angels. Let's hear from them now.
I'm Adrienne. I'm a Warrington girl, but now I live in Liverpool. I started Race Angels about 3 years ago. The idea is we run alongside those that want us to. At Manchester Marathon, we're going to be about mile 23. A lot of people at that point think they're not going to finish. Basically, we convince them that they are, and they can finish, and they will finish, and they do finish. Greater Manchester Marathon is a great marathon. It's fantastic for first-time runners. I ran my first marathon at Greater Manchester Marathon in 2013. I got the idea for Race Angels where I was in the last mile or so. Some nice chap ran alongside me, told me where I needed to go, and at that point I knew I could finish. And then I helped somebody else at another race, and he said to me I was his angel, and that's where Race Angels came. So we're here to make sure that nothing gets in your way. Good luck, we'll see you on the day.
Okay, so the race is well and truly underway. I don't know if you actually heard the bang of the gun. I think everyone jumped out of their skin. So the race is underway, 26.2 miles, around the beautiful landmarks here around Manchester. Now, this is one of the most popular events in the UK. It is renowned as being one of the fastest courses because it is one of the flattest courses, as I say, going around the main landmarks in Manchester. Now, we're hoping that the rain is going to calm down a little bit and kind of keep us with the nice weather for the next few hours as well. Now, we've got, as we mentioned, loads and loads of inspiring people that have been participating in this event. Whether it's going to take them a couple of hours maybe a little bit more than a couple of hours or a couple of days, who knows. But we're going to be following the journeys of as many of these people as we possibly can. You can see behind me, there's a lot of people. We're expecting about 12,000 people to 13,000 people in total today. Now, there's about 11 drink stations, and then there's 5 Optimum gel stations as well. Now, I know that James is going to be getting himself out on the course a little bit later on and interviewing some people, see how they're getting on, how they're feeling around mile 3. But there's 26.2 miles to go as well. So it's not going to be easy, but all the people taking part here today have certainly been very positive and very, very excited to be involved in what's a fantastic ASICS Greater Manchester Marathon. Now, some people have started off at a very, very rapid pace. Some people are sprinting. The elites always tend to go to the front of the race anyway. And then we have some runners, some joggers and some walkers that'll be involved as well. But you can see behind me, everyone's checking their watches, everyone's got their water, as we said, plenty and plenty of drink stations all around the course as well.
Let's give a big round of applause now as well for our great start today. Dr. Ron Hill, give him a round of applause. Ron Hill, an absolute legend of running in Great Britain and the world. And kudos to Ron
Here by Ron Hill. Now, Ron, what a fantastic event this is.
So this is 2 minutes into the start, and they are streaming underneath the start gantry here.
Now I'm here with Ron Hill, absolute legend Ron Hill. What a fantastic event this is.
It is. It's been very successful. I even actually ran 1 or 2 races myself.
Just a few.
I ran a relay here at one time when they had a relay, and just looking at the number of people going past, it's just a fantastic event.
Yeah, especially, it's not just a few hundred, it's thousands and thousands of people, all doing it for their own journey, whether they're raising money or whether they're here for their own sort of fitness, motivation. But I mean, the amount of money that's been raised is quite remarkable now.
I don't know, but I'm not surprised.
And what is it for you to see other people participating in running events? I mean, how proud does it make you?
Well, you probably know I've got Alzheimer's, so it's kind of restricting me quite a lot. But I can still walk. My wife and I walk every day, and it's just being outside in the outdoors, it's really nice to feel part of the world, you know.
And how's that journey been for you?
From what point of view?
Well, from the point of view of being diagnosed to the point of seeing people raising money for such a charity that's so close to your heart.
Obviously, a bit of sadness involved in not being able to do what I used to be able to do, but then you say, well, you know, you can't turn the clock back, you can't change it. I've got a wonderful wife who looks after me, and, you know, we walk every day, so we just get on with it.
And that's why, of course, raising money for Alzheimer's Society, for the charity, is so important into research to prevent the illness sort of becoming worse and prevent the actual illness in itself one day, hopefully.
I agree. I mean, I've no idea why I got it. I mean, I put it down to running every day, in diesel fumes and stuff like that. I just wonder, something's wrong with the atmosphere, basically, but maybe I'm wrong, maybe it's something else, maybe I was just fated to get it, so it's here, we'll conquer it, so...
Yeah, we will, especially if people are raising money the way that they are. Yeah. Hopefully, you know, we will conquer it, because it's not just for the person that's diagnosed, it's friends and family that are impacted as well.
Yes, definitely, yeah, you're right. But, you know, I've had nothing but sympathy from people and support, so I can't grumble at that.
And that's why it is very special to see people running here today. And like you say, it's the buzz that you get. You go walking every day with your wife, but it's the buzz of the fitness as well, isn't it? And participation.
Yes, it is, definitely.
Well, listen, I'm going to let you keep watching the start of the race, because there's still thousands of people that are left to go past us. But thank you very much for speaking to us, Ron, and I wish you all the best.
You're welcome, yeah, thanks.
So here we are. Yes, I am joined at the start line with Hannah's here. I mean, I'm here. We've got some supporters here cheering their people, doing their thing behind us. As you can see, 13,000 people are going to be running across this start line. We've had the wheelchair race start. We had the family mile, which was one for 5 to 11-year-olds to take part in with their parents. So, of course, this being a family-friendly environment, we want everybody within the community of Manchester to enjoy the event. So many people running with some fantastic stories behind us. You've heard some of the inspiring stories from Team Vassos as well. Some great things happening here today as part of the ASICS Greater Manchester Marathon. I think we're going to catch up with some people that are actually supporting now as well. So, hey, how's it going? Nice to meet you. Who are you here supporting?
I'm Nick Rustling. I'm one of the organisers.
Ah, it's Nick Rustling. Okay, so we're catching up with Nick Rustling. So, Nick, your baby has now seen fruition. Here it is happening as we speak. How does that make you feel, seeing all the people?
I love it. I like it. Just they keep coming past, they're coming past, they're coming. It's amazing. As you say, 12 months, hard work, so many people involved, so many different partners we work with, and just to get these people out there. And so, as you say, there are charities here, kids out there, over 13,000 runners. I love it. I mean, it's just a special, special day.
And of course, you've been involved with this for the last few years now. How has the event grown, the ASICS Greater Manchester Marathon?
Grown in numbers, very simply. The numbers have gone up from under 10,000 to 13,500, the third biggest marathon in the country. So the numbers are fantastic. The charity fundraising is completely developed. As you said earlier, we've got kids, we've got a load of companies taking part for health and wellbeing, getting their staff together. We've got sort of relays, you can do half distance, quarter distance, have some fun with it. So just every sort of dimension. We work with the councils to get more people active, coming out and just seeing it, being inspired by it. And the support. The thing that makes it so special is the support, the people who come out. It's quite unique, I think, in this country to have so much support all the way through. So every year that just gets better and better and better.
And also the economic impact for Manchester as a whole as well. I understand over 20 million has gone into the economy over the last 6 years. Is that right?
Yeah, exactly right. It should be over £5 million just from this one day. People are travelling internationally. More and more people come from overseas, and then people from all around the country. So people staying, spending money, getting into the town centre, sampling a bit of Trafford. So yeah, £5 million being spent in Manchester in one day is not a bad amount of money.
And then do you have any kind of idea of the money that's going to be raised for charity today? Again, I understand the last few years it's been over £1 million every time.
Yeah, it should easily smash that, if not more. I mean, I know our biggest team that we've got is Cancer Research UK. They've got over 1,000 people just running for them. And marathon runners often will raise £500, something like that, for their charity of their choice. So we work with big national charities, local charities, we're working with Christie's. So a full range. The people are just doing it for their own causes. People just things close to their heart. I mean, it's what is, I think, great about this country. It's part of the fabric of running in this country. We work with a Paris marathon as well. Is also part of the same company. And it's over in France. The difference between the culture is amazing, actually. So what we've got quite special in this country is this charity aspect. People will be sort of default, in a way, running for a cause of some description, which just helps the inspiration, helps get more people cheering. So again, I think it should be well more than £1 million raised for various charities.
And let's talk about some of the associated charity partners as well. I mean, there's Cancer Research, there's the Alzheimer's Society, the Royal Manchester Children's Hospital charity as well. It must be great to have partners like that on board.
Yeah, fantastic. I mean, they've all got their purpose in life, and they all do their bit. And so they will get supporters out on the course. They will get their own staff coming to support their own runners as well. People are doing it for them because they've been so supportive and helpful in their lives. So it's just the variety, really. I love the fact that we get so many different charities, but all using this event for a greater good.
Of course, Nick, I've got to ask, why are you not in the get-up running out there yourself today?
I'm working. Can you not see? This is hard work.
Have you ever done the marathon yourself?
No, I've never done one.
Are you a runner?
I'm a little bit. I have my excuse, which is I have bad knees, which is rubbish.
Okay, all right. So it's the knees. Otherwise, you'd be out there alongside the people, right?
I would be with you.
Excellent.
Like
well, it's great to have you here. Olivier Mignon, right, from ASICS. So, Olivier, tell us how special it is for ASICS to be a part of the ASICS Greater Manchester Marathon as well.
Yeah, I mean, it's a great pleasure, I mean, to be here today with you guys. I mean, it's already a few years partnership already with ASICS Manchester brand. So we are looking forward to continue this amazing story together. We're super happy to support this runner behind me. I mean, crossing now for 42K. I mean, this is our life. I mean, this is our brand. This is our DNA. So really happy to save this guy and to make it happen.
And we've seen your space over there. There's a massive ASICS trainer. There was a stage earlier with everyone getting warmed up. Was you there with the people helping warm them up?
Yeah, I mean, this is how we want to make people moving. Like, I mean, you want to move Manchester, you can see the big board beyond. And this is all about, I mean, moving people, I mean, moving and reaching their goals. Yeah.
It must be great as well, as Nick mentioned, that this is now the third biggest marathon in the UK for the brand ASICS to be associated with a huge event like that.
Yeah, it's great. I mean, we try to be associated to the big events worldwide, and definitely Manchester Marathon is one of the biggest one in UK. And so I'm happy to help him to grow, and we're going to continue it. And so we look forward bigger numbers and for the next years.
And then what do you hope the future holds? Like you say, it's going to grow, but is there anything else you can see happening with the event?
I hope so. I mean, we are here today with Nick. I mean, to see how we're going to make it grow as well the next year, definitely.
And from that accent as well, you must be heavily involved with the Paris Marathon, I'm assuming.
Yeah, of course, today, by the way. Yeah. I mean, Paris is today, so I'm definitely involved with Paris, not only Barcelona and all the marathon in Europe. Yeah.
Well, I've got to say, Nick, you must be able to vouch for this, that there's some great sights to see in Manchester alongside the ones in Paris, right?
Absolutely. Who needs the Champs-Elysees?
Well, gents, thank you very much for joining us. It's been an absolute pleasure. I hope you enjoy it. Are you going to be out on the course cheering people along?
Yes, we are going now, right now, I guess. Huh? So we're going to 25K, which yeah.
You're heading to 5K. I think I'm heading to in and around 3K, so I might see you somewhere in and around there. I'll be getting my jog on as well. All right, thanks for joining us, gents. Whoa, but you guys out there, as you can see, some of the 13,000 people are still streaming through behind me. It takes a long time to get 13,000 people through a start line. I'm sure some of these guys are going to be smashing their PBs here today as well, because as we mentioned, it is one of the flattest, one of the fastest, and one of the friendliest marathons in the whole of the UK. That's right, the ASICS Greater Manchester Marathon. You are here live experiencing it. If you are watching and listening at home, don't forget, if you want to see your loved ones crossing the finish line later on, then head over to the ASICS Greater Manchester Marathon Facebook page, where we will be running a live stream throughout the day of the finish line. So make sure you head there so you can see your loved one cross the finish line, and make sure that they are getting their free Erdinger non-alcoholic beer as they cross the finish line, along with their protein shake, their protein bar, and also hopefully getting hydrated with some water, I'd like to think.
Don't worry, I'll title yours in a few weeks, don't worry about it. It was the red half of Manchester yesterday, wasn't it, taking the audits. Anyway, that's the way it goes. That's football. Oh, there's a chat there. There's another. There's Adam Sims. Good luck, Adam. Good man. Good luck to Pauline Sims. They're the Sims. The Simses. Good luck, Tops there. British Heart Foundation. Good luck to you. Good luck, Jonathan, running for Hyde Harriers. And Dave Francis, Cancer Research. Good luck, Ayo Deji. Good luck to Gordon Scott. Good luck, my friend. Good luck to Chloe and Shake. And Angela, and that chap in there, the Scissor Man. Good luck, Scissor Man, Little Princess Trust. See you at the finish line, cutting his way through this event. They don't get any better than that. Albert, good luck to you, my friend. Have fun. Thumbs up from Albert, he's looking good. There's Wally, there's always one, isn't there? There's Wally. Get away, Wally. How's he going? There he is. You won't miss him out there. And Wonder Woman and Superman cross over this line. Kirby Milers, there's loads of you. Looking good indeed. Well done to that. And the ladies out there. Kirby Milers. Good luck to these three. Good meet, guys. Robert Warner, good luck to you. 5 hours. Mason goes to the start line here. 2018 ASICS Greater Manchester Marathon. Winfield Triathlon. Good luck, Emma. Have fun out there. KT Mini Beats. Good luck to you. Buckingham and Stroll. Wedge Joggers. Kirby Milers, another Kirby Miler. Good luck to Sarah. Have fun out there. Another single woman going up to the start line. Wandsworth Warhogs. I like that one. Big C. We've got Big C. We go for it. Good luck, Ian. Good man. What's that? Oh, this is it. This is join the fight against dementia. Charity walk. 240-mile work. You're doing that, Ian. Good luck, mate. Have fun out there and enjoy your race today at the Great Manchester Marathon. Manny the Beast turned up. Right, Manny? He's He's doing high fives out there. He was over there for a family mile earlier on, taking part in a family mile, that 1 mile race that we had as a precursor to the big race here. Starter, family mile there had great success. There's a Aston Villa top there from that man. They're doing pretty well in the championship. I think good luck, Mecca. Have fun with your buddy there. Who we got there? Hello, good luck, boys. Dio, Look at me. Look Mohammed, good luck to you, my friend. Oh, look at this one. Follow the yellow brick road. Follow the Wizard of Oz team. Looking great. I wonder if they're going to skip their way around 26.2 miles. Oh dear. We've got to have fun, haven't we? That's what it's all about. Surely, we can't have fun. No, that's what we say. Good luck, everybody. Good luck to Sarota. Good luck to Liv Georgina. Good luck, ladies. Good luck to the Swinton RC team. Good luck to Craig. Have fun out there, mate. Take care. And we're getting now into the last knockings of these people here, getting ready to start. Good luck, Gemma Ray, for Water Aid. Have fun out there. Damo, have fun, my friend. Take care. And run strong. Well done to Sarah and Tara J. And to Vix. Good luck to you. Good luck, Rich. Have fun out there. Go on, Leslie. See you at the finish line. Looking good. I like those shades. They are the best shades I've seen all day. Well done, Leslie. Have fun. Good luck, Jürgen. And Russell. Looking good, my friend. Take care out there. Have fun. All my mum says Foxy. Good luck, Foxy. Have fun out there. Running for...
As you can see, it's the final few people coming through the start line, but we mentioned with Nick Rustling earlier that there's some great charities involved with the ASICS Greater Manchester Marathon, and one of them, of course, is Cancer Research. So have a look at what they do.
Right, do we go after 6? Do we go after 2? 3. After 3, do you want to count us in?
1, 2, 3.
Ah. Fruit bat flew from tree to tree. She picked a juicy mango from a mango tree. She flew away, away with a tasty treat. She ate the sweet fruit, then she dropped the seed. Can you see the connection to the bat to the tree and the tree? Helps the tree and the bee helps you. You? Me? No. You? You.
A very emotional video there from Cancer Research, and that's the reason that so many individuals are here today at the ASICS Greater Manchester Marathon, to raise awareness and raise much needed money for those kind of organisations. And now we have another one of the charity partners. Here is the Alzheimer's Society. Sorry, a bit of a problem with that video there, but as you can see behind me, the last few runners are coming through the start line here at the Greater Manchester Marathon, and Claire Lomas will be starting her journey as well. A fantastic woman, an inspiration, what she's been through and the challenges she is now setting herself, of course, moving forward. But now we can throw to the Alzheimer's Society video, so check it out.
It's time to forget. To forget about your age. Forget about your race. Your social standing, your ideological view. Forget about your allegiances. Your tastes, your identity, or whether you voted in or out. Forget about everything that keeps us apart. Because dementia doesn't care. It's set to be the UK's biggest killer, and too many are facing the disease alone. But we can improve care, offer help and understanding, and urgently find a cure if we stand united against dementia.
Okay, now I said earlier that I was going to join Claire at the start, and that is exactly what we're going to do. So we're going to follow Claire around now as she's walking onto the start line. So she said earlier she's going to do this, take every day as it comes, because of course she needs to be checking for any pressure sores or any rubbing on part of the equipment. So we'll just come past the barrier now, and this is actually quite a remarkable piece of equipment here. So I'm just going to pop round and see Claire as she comes onto the course to start off with. So Claire, here we go. Starting, can you just explain to me what's happening here with the suit? Because you mentioned earlier it's about the pivotal point on your chest.
No, exactly. It senses where my pelvis is, so I have to concentrate and tilt my pelvis every step. Thank you. So it's quite hard work.
Well, it's certainly quite hard work, and the fact that you're not just doing a 10K, you're not just doing a half marathon here, your sights are well and truly set on 26.2 miles. I mean, I don't want to make that sound worse as you've just gone over the start line, but how are you actually feeling right now ahead of this challenge?
I don't feel like I want to think about 26 miles. I just think to the next traffic lights. And then
so we go from traffic light to traffic light here?
Exactly. I can always get to the next traffic lights. Thank you. Yeah, that's like targets that I can reach. And then hopefully in a few days' time, I'll find myself at the finish.
And if you feel slightly fatigued, are you going to take a break, or are you going to continue? What's going to be your strategy here?
There'll be lots of breaks, lots of checking the skin's okay, because I can't feel it. I'm not getting serious rubs. Yeah, and lots of sit-downs. I'm tired already.
Listen, Claire, I know I said it earlier, but you really are an inspiration. So all the very best of luck. We're going to be following your journey as much as possible. But I tell you what, go girl. This is girl power right here. All the best, Claire.
Come on, get on with it, Andy. Work it big, guys. I don't know. 23 minutes late. Luckily, they're cheap as the start to actually go and finish line at the start line. So, luckily for them, we'll time it. So, coming to 23 minutes past 9 on a Sunday morning here, 2018, ASICS Greater Manchester Marathon.
As you can see, I've got a bit of a squad of people with me at the moment. It is the Dentsu Aegis guys. Now, they are actually running the relay part of the ASICS Greater Manchester Marathon. So why was that decision made as an organisation, guys, rather than running it solo?
Because maybe there's not so many people that can do a full marathon, but a 5K is a bit more digestible. So, and we're trying to raise money for street support. So the more people we can get involved, the more money we can raise.
Of course. Tell us a little bit about that organisation then, Street Support.
So it's a portal for kind of charities, homeless people in Manchester, and obviously the homeless situation in Manchester is really bad at the moment. And they're our partner, and we help them with media, but also with fundraising and like donations and things like that.
How do you go about deciding who's going to run each leg of the marathon? Do you like draw straws or something?
What did we do? I don't know. I just need to be near here because it's near home, because I'm lazy.
So you went, right, well, I'm going first so I can get on with my Sunday and you lot finish it off.
Exactly. And I'm selfish, no. I think it was just we all got into our teams and then organised it between us and said, right, I'll do the first leg, I'll do the second leg. And yeah, we've got a load of marshals as well that have volunteered who are meeting us on the way.
Oh, really nice. So they'll be cheering you on, supporting you guys as well. Let's talk a little bit about training. Has some serious training got into it for any of you individuals?
I've done nothing.
Good job it's only 5K then, right?
I'm winging it, but I think these guys have done... Yeah.
Let's have a conversation with some of them. So, did you train as a team as well?
No, we didn't train as a team. I think some of us didn't train at all. Some of us might have tried to do 20 minutes here or there, but not a lot.
And obviously nutrition is a big part of being athletic and an athlete, so you've been watching the diet as well, I'm assuming, guys.
No, not really. I had pizza last night.
Well, you've got to load up on the carbs before a marathon.
Yeah, very true.
Is there a figure in mind for how much you guys want to raise today?
Oh, I've no idea.
Anybody got an idea?
As much as possible. Yeah.
As much as possible. So, about £2,000. Well, guys, we wish you the best of luck. The relay races have started, so whoever is number one, you need to get going. So stop being slack and get out there. And we will throw back to Hannah. Oh, no, we won't throw back to Hannah.
Wheelchair athletes, our first wheelchair competitors, so we're looking forward to that. Who else have we got here then? Yeah, are you on the relays, guys? Yeah? Are you relay runners? This is the Dentsu relay, sorry, thank you very much, Nick. Okay, Dentsu, team Dentsu.
Whoa, I'll tell you what, so much to take in there. It's been manic, hasn't it?
It has, it's been absolutely unbelievable. I can't believe how inspiring some people really are. Whether they're raising money for charity, doing it for themselves for fitness, it's quite remarkable to speak to some people out on that course.
Yeah, some really, really inspiring stories. And also, everyone's really hyped and excited. If I had 26.2 miles to do...
It's because they're friendly up north, that's what it is. That's exactly what it is.
Yeah, at the beginning of the London Marathon, everyone's like, right, I'm focused, I'm in the zone, I'm just going to get on with it. I need to warm up, I can't talk to you. But here, everyone's like, oh, yeah.
Yeah, you just, it was like your northern accent. Well, listen, we're going to be back live from 11 a.m. this morning. But, James, how can people get involved and see who's crossing the finish line?
Yeah, we're going to be doing that. And I'm going to be out on the course as well, catching up with the runners as they make it happen. Don't forget, if you want to see your loved ones cross the finish line at the end as well, it's the ASICS Greater Manchester Marathon Facebook page. And we'll see you guys at 11 o'clock.
We certainly will. See you then.
2018 ASICS.
Hello and welcome back to the ASICS Greater Manchester Marathon. Now the course has proven to be very successful yet again. We haven't had a drop of rain here in Manchester. Now I've moved obviously from the start line to the finish line. As you can see behind me, the Lancashire County Cricket Club. We're just in the car park here, and just in front of this ground is where all the runners, the 13,000 runners, are going to be finishing this 26.2 mile flat, friendly and fantastic course, I might say, and that's why it's one of the UK's most popular courses, because it is flat and people do tend to get lots of PBs. Now James has been out on the course. Yeah, I don't think he's actually run very far, but I think it might look like he has on some of these VTs, but he was catching up with Matt, who's one of our cadets that's been giving out some water at those all important water stations. This is what he had to say.
Here we are at mile 4, and of course when you're doing 26.2 miles, one of the most important things is to stay hydrated. There are 11 water stations across the ASICS Greater Manchester Marathon, and we've got Matt here who is in charge of one of them. Matt, how's it going?
Yeah, really well. As you can see, there's a lot of people coming through. There's a lot of need for water. We've probably had 10,000 maybe already. We've got 3 pallets of water gone already. We've got 40 cadets that are here doing well. But yeah, it's going really well.
So how did the Army cadets become involved with the Greater Manchester Marathon?
Well, with it being a Greater Manchester thing, we were contacted to say, could we man a water point? Well, yeah, we've got 40 kids here manning that water point, so we're doing our best. We're trying to keep everyone hydrated. We've been here since 6:30 this morning, getting everything set up. We'll be here till 1, 2 o'clock, but no, going well.
And of course, you guys being in the Army Cadets, you've got to be young, fit men and women. Do you think you could do 26.2 miles though?
Probably not a chance. I'm sure some of these guys could, but I don't think I could. I could drive it.
Nice. And a couple of words of inspiration for some of the runners. Show them your support.
Yeah, good luck guys, keep going. You're halfway in, keep hydrated, let's go.
There you go, people. If you need your water, make sure you stop by and see the Army Cadets, because they are going to keep the people of the ASICS Greater Manchester Marathon hydrated. Isn't that right, Matt?
That is right.
Back to you, Hannah.
Well, James has been a little bit busy because he didn't stop there with the cadets. He moved on to speak to Steve Bassam, who's competing in his 100th marathon, which is absolutely unbelievable. As we said earlier, we've got some very inspiring people participating in the event today. But Steve Bassam, 100th marathon, which is absolutely incredible. Now, we've had lots and lots of runners competing to raise lots of money today as well. So hopefully we'll get a bit of a total for you. But don't forget to keep a lookout on our Facebook page to see everybody finishing live as it happens, because we know we are just really minutes away from our first runners passing that finish line, and we know that the women at the halfway point were on a course record as they were at 1:18.17, which is quite remarkable. The halfway point we had Danny Nimmock and Katie White as well. They're running together as a pair, followed by Julie Briscoe, who you'll remember that I spoke to at the very start, and Shadrach Tanui. He's on course, hopefully potentially to be finishing in first place. He was at halfway point at a 1:08.50 as well. But let's move on now and let's hear from Steve Bassam, as I mentioned earlier, doing his 100th marathon with James.
So we are here with Steve Bassam. Steve, we are just under 4 miles in. How are you feeling, matey?
Feeling really good. Yeah, excellent.
Well, you know what? You're looking better than me, and I've only been running for about 50 metres. Met any interesting characters along the way, or have you kept yourself to yourself so far?
No, I've been chatting to quite a few people, lots of people. I've got a sign on my back saying it's my 100th marathon, and lots of people have been, as they've come past, congratulating me on reaching the 100th.
I feel bad now. Did you need some water, mate? We've just gone past the water point.
I've got some with me.
Nice.
I'll be okay for a while.
Look at him showing off. He's been talking to people whilst he's been running. That's crazy. Let's see if we can speak to some other guys behind us and see how impressed they are with him doing his 100th marathon. But go, Steve. Keep up the good work, matey.
Stretching all the way down Talbot Road.
Okay, so James was also out on the course with somebody that was dressed up, raising money for MS, with Scooby-Doo, I hear. Let's take a look.
We're going to go 3, 2, 1, and I want everybody on the finish line to give a big cheer.
Hey, Scoob, how's it going?
It's going brilliantly. The people of Manchester are very generous.
Who are you raising money for today, my man?
MS Society. My wife suffers from MS, so everything we can do to help is a brilliant step in the right direction.
Excellent, that's great to hear. Is this your first marathon as Scooby-Doo?
No, it's about the 50th of Scooby-Doo.
Wow, So 50 marathons as Scooby-Doo.
Yeah.
Keep up the good work. The people are loving the costume as well. How long ago did you start running? Why did you make this decision that you were going to run as Scooby-Doo?
I just love raising money for charity. I'm very lucky that I'm in a privileged position that I can do it, so why not?
And any tips for anybody out there that wants to get started themselves, raising money, doing marathons, etc.?
Get a fancy dress outfit and a bucket. It's as simple as that.
There you go, guys. There is nothing stopping you. So get out there, do your thing, raise some money for some charities that matter to you as part of the ASICS Greater Manchester Marathon. Yo, Scooby!
Now, Carl, talk to me. I mean, you've got to stand very still, otherwise you're going to spill this, aren't you?
Absolutely, yeah. It's an acquired technique. You have to move, float along.
Yeah. And you seem to have done it pretty well. There's a bit of spillage in there, but the camera can't see it, so it's fine. Talk to me, what have we got here? Talk to me about electrolytes, which is what people are going to need after 26.2 miles.
Absolutely. So Erdinger Alcohol Frei, it's a German wheat beer, non-alcoholic beer, and we're going to be on the finish line to give all 13,000 finishers a sample to help them celebrate their massive achievement here today.
Yeah. And have you had to personally pour out 13,000 drinks?
I've poured out 12 so far. I don't want to get ahead of myself.
Not 12,000, just 12, just 12 in total.
Only 12.
And what are the benefits then of having this drink at the end?
So this is a very, very efficient way of recovery and hydrating after exercise. There's a small amount of alcohol in it, like less than 0.5%, which allows the water in there to absorb through the bloodstream so much more efficiently and quickly than just standard water. It's fortified with B vitamins, which help produce energy. And basically after exercise, it's awesome. It just gets you right back on track.
Because, you know, obviously rehydration is certainly going to be key. So well done on pouring you 12 drinks. I was expecting you to say 12,000, but that's fine, Carl. But thanks for helping out and rehydrating all of our athletes today. Speaking of athletes, apparently we had a cat lady that was out on the course. Let's take a look with James.
Here we are joined by Ria. Ria, some interesting get-up that you've got there. Tell us about where that's inspired from.
Well, I just like onesies, and this is quite a lightweight one, because when I get the really hot ones and the heavy ones, I nearly die. So I've got my lightweight Red Devil onesie, just to be silly, really.
OK, well, you've not made it into double figures with regards to mileage yet. How do you think it's going to go as you get to like 10, 15 miles?
Well, I'm always slow anyway, so it's a really good excuse to go, well, I'm slow because I'm wearing a onesie, which isn't true, but nobody else knows, so that'll be fine.
Is this your first time running the marathon?
No, I've done quite a few.
All right, how many? Are you going to make it into the Legends Club, of course, next year?
I've done a lot of Manchester, and I've done about 68 altogether, but very slow.
68.
Slow.
It doesn't matter. The whole part of running is the fact that it's inclusive, right? And you can be sociable, and anyone can do it.
Yes. I mean, you've got a 7-hour time limit here, so you don't have to be Mo Farah. It's quite a flat course. Good time limit, so yeah, anyone can do this.
I tell you what, you're doing fantastic, because I'm doing, about 50 metres and talking. You're talking to me, you're a few miles in, still looking good for it as well. How's training been for you?
Up and down with the snow.
Of course.
But yeah, it's all good. It's all good. Got London soon, so...
You're doing London as well?
Yes, well, this kind of appeared at the last minute, so...
There is no stopping this woman. Are you raising money for a particular charity today?
I've got a friend called Magda in Romania, and she looks after stray cats there. So I raise money for her.
OK,
so
are you a crazy cat lady
yes! then? She's got loads of them all over, but there's no shelters over there. So I help her to raise money for them,
So there you go. If you're a crazy cat lady out there, you want to raise some money for your felines, then come and join the ASICS Greater Manchester Marathon. Back to you, Hannah. Good luck.
So we are just moments away from waiting for our first runner to cross this finish line, which is extremely exciting. We're at 2 hours 13, and as I mentioned earlier, that the halfway point, Shadrach Tanui, was at 1:08.50, so slightly off course for his 2 hours 10 PB, but we shall see what he comes back with, whether he might have a really, really good second half marathon. I mean, the pace that these guys are going at is pretty remarkable, and he probably won't even be out of breath when he gets to the finish line either. Now, we've mentioned earlier there's been lots of people raising lots of money, and if you want to donate any money for any of the charities that you've seen today, please visit our website and then you can get more information about how to do that exactly. Now, we are just going to be waiting. We're going to keep a hold here. We're going to stick around here because we want to make sure that we don't miss our first competitor crossing the line. We know it's going to be a male crossing the line first. I'll be interviewing the men as they finish, and then James will will be back here at the finish line to interview the women as well. So let's keep a watch out for what's going to be unfolding right before your very eyes.
We are joined by the Kirby Milers Running Club now, who are supporting their people as they go past. There they go. So, guys, how many individuals have you got running in the ASICS Greater Manchester Marathon this year?
I think it's about 12, is there? About 12 runners we've got, yeah.
Excellent. And have you guys been part of their training camp?
Yeah, they go out every Sunday, don't they, and train together, so they look ready for it.
Every Sunday, right. So the people out there are running, ready, good to go. Are they raising money on behalf of anybody?
No.
No! Oh, right, okay.
Some individually are raising money, but, I mean, not as a club or not, but individuals are.
Oh, that's really nice to hear. And the training schedule's been going okay. Why are you individuals not involved in out there? Have you already taken part in it?
London, 2 weeks' time. We've got London, so we're on our way back now. We're resting for that. Yeah, that's it.
Let's talk about the magic of the ASICS Greater Manchester Marathon then. What makes it so special in comparison to other ones like London, etc.?
It's the crowds, I think. Great support all the way down the course.
And there's a really good community spirit about it as well. I understand it's put about £20 million into the local economy. There's been over £7 million raised over the last 6 years. Why is it important for people to still get involved and take part?
I think the money doesn't just it stops, doesn't it? So you've got to keep it going. If you're raising the money every single year, then you've got the money going into the community. If the marathon stops, then that money stops as well, doesn't it?
Indeed it does. Any little tips for somebody out there who maybe is watching and thinking, you know what, next year I'm going to get involved, I'm going to take part. So if you're starting to run, let's say, what tips would you give an individual?
I'd say join a club first of all, and then you'll have people to train with rather than doing it on your own. But then just smile and enjoy it. You know, if you're enjoying it, then you're gonna get round it.
Let's talk a little bit about the social side of running then. How social is it as an event?
It's very social. Our club has like 5 different running groups. We have different people who can, from very slow to very fast, and it's all inclusive. That's the main thing about a running club, has to be all inclusive.
We're all together, no one's separated, no matter how quick or slow you are.
Well, that's really good to hear. So one more time, let's make some noise for the Kirby Milers!
Now I'm here with Jess and Josh from the Royal Manchester Children's Hospital charity. Guys, it's these events like this that are just so important.
Yeah, really, really important to us and really essential for our fundraising. Yeah. It's amazing. And everyone out today that's running for us, thank you so much. We really appreciate it.
Yeah, and we know that we're just a couple of minutes of finishing the race. That's what's so important, but it's about people that are here to make a difference and to raise that money, isn't it?
Yeah, it's been lovely to hear some of the stories from the people that are running in it. So like some of the parents of the children themselves that have come up to us, like, even just as soon as like a couple of weeks ago, like people coming in and saying like, I just want to give something back, and hearing their stories is really important, and it really helps the charity.
And just how important is that for you? It's about the research and it's about the here and now, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. So we care for over 260,000 children every year. So the money that we raise goes to continue the treatment and also buy the latest equipment and technology so that we can provide the very best care that we can.
Yeah. Well, let's take a look then at some of the work that you guys do.
Royal Manchester Children's Hospital charity exists to make a difference to thousands of poorly children every year. Children like me.
My name is Absaham, and I go to the hospital for treatment because I don't have any kidneys. I'm Archie and I'm 7. This is Charlie and he's 3. My condition is cleidocranial dysplasia. My name is Cody Bailey and I've got spina bifida.
My name is Megan Bradley. I'm 13 years old and I have bilateral club feet.
The charity helps families stay together in what can be a very difficult time.
I found out that I had cancer and my mum just was really, really upset.
And support projects that provide state-of-the-art and specialised equipment to help the diagnosis and treatment of children.
Sometimes I go through I'm in loads of pain and then it eases down. When I'm really in pain, I just bite a hole in there. My kidney's not working, so I have a machine so it can clean my blood and do the work what the kidneys need to do.
I was born with a malrotated bowel. That's led to a lot of complications, some life-threatening. Last year I was in hospital for 4 months.
I'm thinking 3, because he only cried for about 2 or 1 minute, and then he just stopped. I'm really tiny bit, that's actually true. My back started to hurt. They just realised that my lung collapsed. I had like a week off and then I'd be back in chemo for another week, and it just kept going like that.
I've had 42 operations.
Okay, so we're just moments away from waiting for Shadrach to finish the line. Now, what we kind of saw at the beginning is it went halfway at 1:08. Now, we're kind of looking at this point now just around 2 hours 20. And I know that beforehand he kind of wanted to get a little bit quicker than that, and who knows whether that's dictated by his, he was running with Dejan Jesmu as well. So we don't know if that's kind of affected his pace or not, where he's gone a little bit slower to start off with or not, but hopefully we'll be able to get a chat with him as soon as he's finished, which I'm sure everyone likes to have a chat as soon as they've finished doing 26.2 miles. But we do know that he is on his way in, our first runner of the 2018 ASICS Greater Manchester Marathon is on his way to the finish line. So let's just keep watching as intently as possible. I'm sure his legs are pretty tired after doing this event. Something he's not shy of, but let's just keep watching as he comes in to that finish line. There's been so much support everywhere in Manchester. The course, of course, goes round all the great monuments around the city of Manchester, one of the flattest courses in the UK. But the tape has just gone up. He is on his way. The time on the clock now is 2:20. So we'll see how he feels about that. We know his brother did 2 hours and 3 in the 2011 London Marathon. I know he was aiming for that a little bit today. But here he comes. As Matt said, he has left everybody behind. Very, very strong indeed. A huge Manchester welcome.
ASICS Greater Manchester Marathon. It is Shadrach
Unbelievable, unbelievable.
Great running there. Looks to be a tough day out. Well done. Yeah, there you go. He actually didn't look too bad across the line.
So, I mean, you don't look like you've just run 26.2 miles. Talk me through the first half and then talk me through the second half, Shadrach.
What?
Talk me through the first half of that. Well, I mean, in terms of pacing, how did you feel about it?
I feel okay, but it was hard course.
I mean, what does it feel like? Because you've kind of left your opponents there. You finished really, really strong to the end there.
It was nice, but you know, I ran alone for the last 21K.
And how are you going to recover now?
What?
How are you going to recover after that now?
It's okay. This good. I like, but nice course.
Yeah, but nice good. I like that. Well, listen, congratulations, Shadrach. That was a fantastic performance. Well done.
Maybe 10 or 15 of them coming into the last couple of miles, sprinting it out, literally. Shadrach's had to keep it going now on his own, and actually done a fantastic job and a great winner. Yeah, it's fantastic performance. And again, you know, certainly towards the kind of front end of this group, if you get the top see people who are particular time, qualification time, could be in terms of being able to represent UB in certain races. So, you know, they're running as a group, they're going to push each other. So this last kind of 500 metres could be pretty electric, I think, certainly with the group chasing second place down. There looks to be a group of runners coming towards us now. We've also got a wheelchair actually, wheelchair runners coming in now, which is fantastic. And again, you know, our wheelchair races every year is really trying to get everybody behind them. It is a tough day out though, and nothing short of exceptional to see them simply push themselves around that distance. And although it's flat, it doesn't make it any easy because you are on the power, so to speak, for the entire duration. Yeah, absolutely, 100%. And Stu Brawl is in the lead along with Steve Hughes as well. Steve Hughes is our second athlete. Steve's birthday today, as it happens. They look distinctly different on kids, so we'll be able to go to the last few minutes, but it looks like it's going to get quite exciting here with the second and third athletes as we bring it. And of course, our wheelchair athletes as they come through too. So here comes the lead bike as they're leading through. It is going to be a wheelchair athlete coming in maybe ahead of the second place runner. So we will see as they come into the last few hundred meters. It's going to be actually a couple of runners, the athletes running in behind there. And it looks like that could well be Mark Ryan who's coming into third place. So we will see. We will see. So, Andy, here we go. Here's our wheelchair athlete. Yeah, absolutely, Mel. We're just going to wait for them to come over.
Now I'm here with Molly from Cancer Research. I mean, we've just spoken to the Children's Hospital about the importance of people participating in raising money, and it's the same for you, isn't it?
Exactly. I mean, there's 200 types of cancer, 1 in 4 people affected by cancer every single day, and it's really important that we all pull together, and our supporters are incredible. We've got so much support.
Okay, well, let's take a look then. We just got our first wheelchair event participant that's just coming through the line here. Take the wheelchair win. Wow. Unbelievable.
And then coming into second place is Ben Johnson.
And here's Ben Johnson as well.
Part of that pack that we said started to catch on second place. They were within.
So I'm going to come back to Molly very shortly. And we're just going to have a quick chat here. Congratulations. I mean, let's talk about the fact it hasn't rained in Manchester and you've just won. I mean, this is a bonus and a bonus in itself, isn't it?
Oh, it really is. It's a local one to me as well, because I'm from Middleton in Manchester, so to have won this one today, it's been brilliant. It's amazing.
And how did you find the course?
It was quite deceiving, actually. There's a few hills that were quite tricky, but it's an amazing course, and I can't wait to do it again, to be honest. So.
Well, listen, a huge congratulations to you. I'll go and let you recover and get your non-alcoholic beer down you.
Thank you very much.
Well done, well done. Okay. So we'll just come back. We were just speaking to Molly there about the importance at Cancer Research UK and raising money for charity as well. So just very quickly, Molly, just to recap, people here participating and raising money for you means everything.
Everything. We've got 920 runners today, insane amount of support, and we've got amazing volunteers that have come today. And if you want to take part in any of our events or volunteer, head to our website. There's so much opportunity.
Well, let's take a look then at the work that you guys do.
Right, do we go after 6? Do we go after 2? 3. After 3, do you want to count us in?
1, 2, 3.
Ah. Fruit bat flew from tree to tree. She picked a juicy mango from a mango tree. She flew away, away with a tasty treat. She ate the sweet fruit, then she dropped the seed. And see the connection to the back to the tree, and the tree held you. The tree gives the fruit back fruit. The bark helps the tree, and the bee helps you. You? Me? No. You?
Yeah, Steve Bateson. Well done, Steve.
Okay, yes, so I have made it to the finish line finally. I finished myself. I'm only joking, I didn't take part in the race, did I? But Ben and Mark here finished 2nd and 3rd respectively. Guys, how did the run go?
Mark was pushing the pace most of the way. I just kind of tucked in and ran really as long as I could, and then pushed about 24 miles. But he was strong all the way up to there.
And I imagine what's quite difficult is you start running quite solo towards the end of the race. How difficult is to keep the drive and the motivation after that?
For me, it was my first marathon, so I felt good up to about 18, 19 miles, but then I realised what it takes to do a full marathon. The wheels started to come off a bit, but then pushed on. In fairness, was strong over the last mile or two, and I just dug in, just wanted to get to the line. Very happy, very happy.
And what goes on inside here psychologically? You know, how do you keep yourself going? Like you said, when that pain kicks in, the rest of it, what keeps you going?
Just thinking about friends and family, really. And they were out here watching, so yeah, my girlfriend came and watched, and my dad was out there watching, so just keeping going, thinking about seeing them.
And what about yourself, Mark? Who was out there supporting you along the way?
I had a friend who came over from Dublin in Ireland. He came over, my friend was on the bike cheering me on the way. And the fans and the people on the streets were fantastic in Manchester. I absolutely loved it. You know, I know Dublin Marathon's a big marathon, but this is fantastic. Really enjoyed it.
And of course, the winner, top athlete. What was it like kind of seeing him perform and pull away?
It was just a case of letting him go, really. Yeah. I knew he was going to be a few minutes ahead, so if I went with him, I'd have blown up, definitely.
And how did you guys do on your times? Any PBs beat at all?
Well, debut marathon, so yeah, PB. Happy days.
There you go. So debut marathon is the ASICS Greater Manchester Marathon, and you finished 3rd. That is crazy. So what's next for you then? I mean, the sky must be the limit if you do that in your first one.
A couple of weeks off maybe, and just chill out with the family. That's my plan.
it. And eat lots of bad food, I'm assuming, right?
Probably, yeah. Yeah, I've got a stag party next weekend for best man for one of my mates, so that'll be a bit of a break from the running.
Excellent. Is there any other marathons lined up across the rest of the year for either of you?
I'm doing Berlin in autumn, so I'll go for a fast time there, hopefully.
And what about yourself, Mark?
I'm heading to the European Mountain Running Championships. That's on in Macedonia in July, so my background is mountain running, so I tried my hands at the roads this year and go back to the mountains again.
Okay, guys, well, of course, we'll let you go and grab yourself a non-alcoholic beer, etc. now, your protein shake and all the rest of it, because you have worked really hard, but thanks for joining us, much appreciated. So yes, here we are at the finish line for the ASICS Greater Manchester Marathon. The racers are gonna start to come through pretty solidly now. As you can see, here comes, is this 4th place? I believe. We won't be able to grab these guys initially, of course, because they're absolutely knackered. I mean, look at him. Some of these guys have absolutely run their heart out today. Of course, they would have been nothing without the support along the way. So it's very important that they get that support and they feel energized, particularly towards the last 20 miles or so. That's when it really starts to kick in for the athletes, you know, and that's when they need that motivation from the crowd. And there's been some fantastic individuals, even as you can see here, on the finish line. They're there with their clappers, etc., doing their thing. The athletes, just for that last little charge, need that energy from the people supporting them along the way. Remember, it's 26.2 miles. And this last little bit, what's really good about the ASICS Greater Manchester Marathon is that there are some race angels to help some of the guys make it through those last few miles. Check them out.
I'm Adrienne. I'm a Warrington girl, but now I live in Liverpool. I started Race Angels about 3 years ago. The idea is we run alongside those that want us to. At Manchester Marathon, we're going to be about mile 23. A lot of people at that point think they're not going to finish. So we convince them that they are, and they can finish, and they will finish, and they do finish. Greater Manchester Marathon is a great marathon. It's fantastic for first-time runners. I ran my first marathon at Greater Manchester Marathon in 2013. I got the idea for Race Angels where I was in the last mile or so. Some nice chap ran alongside me, told me where I needed to go, and at that point I knew I could finish. And then I helped somebody else at another race, and he said to me I was his angel, and that's where Race Angels came. So we're here to make sure that nothing gets in your way. Good luck, we'll see you on the day.
On the clock.
Well, the men have been absolutely smashing it so far. We're anticipating that the women are going to be coming, or the first woman's going to come in and around 2:37. So that's not very long away to see. And we know at the moment Danny Nimmock has been leading for quite some time, but anything can change in that last half mile to a mile. So who knows who's going to cross that finish line, but that's who we're kind of focusing on for at this moment in time. Now, this event is massive. We've said there's about 13,000 people participating today, which is loads. It's getting bigger and better every single year, and we wouldn't be able to do this if it wasn't for all the volunteers that have been helping set up the course. They were here last night, early hours this morning, to set all the barriers up and make sure it's safe and secure for all of our participants and spectators as well. Let's just take a look at what they've been doing.
Hat on backwards, looking cool.
My name is Adrian Fuller and I'm part of the Greater Manchester Marathon events crew. I've been involved in the marathon in Manchester since 2012. I'm starting out as a volunteer. It's been absolutely fantastic watching the event grow. I've generally been out on the course on race day, and the passion of the spectators and supporters and also the runners has been absolutely phenomenal, and that's really grown over the last few years. I've lived here most of my life, and it's really fantastic to look forward to welcoming people from all over the UK and all over the world coming to receive the warm reception that you receive in Manchester. I've run 14 marathons, and I know exactly what these guys are going through out on the streets in Manchester. The marathon is an incredible event. I'm not going to say it's easy, because it is tough. You've all been through all the training, and it's a phenomenal achievement just to get to the start line. There will be times in the marathon that you'll be thinking, why am I doing this? and I can't complete, but you will. My advice to you is don't let anything get in your way. Remember all the training that you've done. It's your day, it's your time. Remember to thank all those people that have helped you get to this point on race day. Your support network, your friends, your family, your colleagues who've made it all happen for you. But go out and enjoy the day.
Now, James, hold on.
Closer to the action being here, could you?
We couldn't, but now that you're back here and I'm able to talk to you, can we talk about that Scooby-Doo impression you did earlier?
Oh, Scooby-Doo!
I mean, unbelievable. There's some crazy people out on this course today, isn't there?
Yeah, but what's great is that they're using that crazy energy to raise so much money for some great causes. Crazy cat lady too. I mean, she was brilliant. My mum's a crazy cat lady, so I completely empathise with her, how much these women love their cats.
But it's so nice, like you say, you see they're raising lots of money, but it's the passion behind them, and they've all got a purpose to be here, and they're all doing this for somebody else, aren't they?
Yeah, and what's great as well is that even friends and family are getting behind them. So these guys, yeah, they're raising the money, but the amount of support along the side, all the different signs for mums and dads and go for it, Auntie Jane and the rest of it. It's just great to see people out because the weather isn't the greatest. It's a little bit chilly, but people are still supporting in their droves.
There's no rain, so it's all right.
I suppose that's a good thing in Manchester, right? That means it's pretty much sunshine.
It definitely is. Now we saw the mile race earlier on, and we've also seen some relays as well. Tell me a little bit more about that.
The relay, well, it's great to see the teams getting together, and even some of the running clubs, they've decided to do the whole marathon as a relay, but they're picking individuals to run different lengths of it, and the whole running club have come out in force alongside all in full team colours supporting there. It's really, really nice to see.
Yeah, no, it certainly is. Well, let's take a look at a video then about some of our runners today.
In those last few meters.
We're from the Running Charity, which is an organisation that was started in 2012 in London and works with young homeless people under the age of 25, using running as a tool to help them transform their own lives. We came to Manchester in 2016 and the ASICS Greater Manchester Marathon has been a big part of our journey here. ASICS, our sponsors, were kind enough to get us some free places at it, so we put a load of our runners into relay teams, thinking it was too ambitious, to be honest, in the early days, and it was fantastic. Crowd support was incredible, which means a lot to some of our young people who come from a place of very little confidence. We've done it for the past 2 years now, we'll carry on doing it every year. It's a great event.
Well, I became homeless at 16 years old after coming out of a very abusive situation, and I was really struggling with my mental health. I just didn't see any form of reason to live. Once George and Pete came into my life in a way, I kind of saw this kind of gleam of hope, that there's something there, like there's something I can do that can push me forward. Being within this charity, I was able to learn to be myself. I began to develop confidence very quick. I began to develop friendships. And this year, I'm going to be taking part in the Manchester Marathon in the relay team, and I'll be running alongside people who've been in similar situations to myself. Yeah, with very good training and the correct support behind me, I will push myself and will be able to do it and be proud of myself afterwards. Nothing will get in my way, so nothing should get in yours. See you at the Manchester Marathon.
Hey, right, as you can see on the finish line, the first woman is about to cross the line. It is Danny Nimmock. There she is, the winner of the 2018 ASICS Greater Manchester Marathon. Oh, Danny, I know you're absolutely knackered and probably can't even talk at first, but listen, fantastic achievement, finishing first in the ASICS Greater Manchester Marathon. How are you feeling apart from knackered?
Ecstatic apart from knackered. Yeah, so it was just amazing. Manchester felt like they were all behind me, so it was just brilliant.
Yeah, that's the thing, so much great support, right?
Yeah, and a 10-minute PB for me today.
10-minute personal best, so there you go, smashed her personal best by 10 minutes, so we promise promised you at the beginning of the day, it was the fastest marathon in the UK, and Danny here has proved it. Now, Danny, at the halfway stage, yourself and Katie were kind of side by side. What changed during the race for you?
I just set off at the same pace and carried on the same pace, so I knew she was going a bit quicker, but I just thought I'm just going to stick to my own race plan, and she slowed down and I just kept on my solid pace, so just consistent pace basically.
At the start of today, did you really think you was in with a chance of winning it?
Yeah.
Okay, we like the confidence.
Yeah. I got a half marathon PB not so long ago, so I knew that I was in form, so I'm in the shape of my life at the minute.
And what's next for you after this fantastic achievement?
So I'm running for England, a half marathon in Denmark at the start of May. And then I'm going to concentrate on 10k track running in the summer, and then go for another marathon in autumn, and hopefully get closer to 2:30 end of the scale.
Yeah, there's always something for these elite athletes to aim towards. I just want to ask you as well, one of the big pictures of the ASICS Greater Manchester Marathon is that it's one of the friendliest in the UK. Just want to talk about the kind of inclusive vibe of running and get you to shout to the people out there, get yourself out and start running.
Yeah, definitely. It's so friendly, and all the marshals and the volunteers, they just help make it so good. And even on the quiet routes, you get people out cheering for you. So it's really, really good and friendly, yeah.
All right, my dear. Well, I'll let you now go and grab yourself an Erdinger alcohol-free beer and a protein shake and have a little sit down and relax. But thank you so much and well done, particularly on that personal best. So Danny Nimmock there doing her thing, smashing her personal best by 10 minutes. I did have Nick rustling here somewhere. Nick, sorry, I know. We've got athletes on the floor here recovering.
It's all happening.
It's all happening. You couldn't be nearer the action, could you, mate? You was out at Brooklands on the course, which is a great kind of intersection part. Tell us a little bit about that.
Exactly that. It was the 26. It was the 26 kilometre, 16-mile return leg, and it was about 8 miles going out. So you had huge numbers going out. And when we were there, the winner, Tanui, was coming back on his own. So it's a surreal sort of scene of huge crowds, thousands of people gushing past in one direction, and one sole runner looking so fresh coming in the other direction. But it was just brilliant. It was basically Trafford and Manchester at its best, because people just came out in their thousands cheering, people they'd never heard, never met, cheering names. We had the 118 runners who were there on a stage having a beer, just dancing to the proclaimers. So everyone was just, it was a brilliant vibe. The pub was full, serving as many beers as coffees. And it was just huge support. And I think basically there are 10 sections all the way around this course, Altrincham and Sale, where they all do exactly the same thing. So you get this magic vibe in all the different towns as you go through. It was brilliant.
Well, I'm glad that you've enjoyed your experience. I've got to head off now. We have got the second place female who has just arrived. So we're going to throw to Hannah, in fact. She's going to cover it. So Hannah, go for it.
I'm here with Katie White and Julie Briscoe, second and third. Katie, how was that for you?
It's really hard today. I found it difficult going, but yeah, enjoyed it. Yeah.
And differentiate between the first half and the second half. How did they split for you?
First half I felt good. I probably set off a bit too fast, I think, is the problem. So then suffered a bit in the second, but yeah, held on just about. So.
Yeah. And what's that feeling like when you say you sort of suffered a bit in the second half? I mean, I imagine that must be probably one of the worst feelings ever when you know you've got another half to go.
Half still to go, yeah. Definitely difficult to keep going, but yeah, I think I've still got a PB today, so I've got to be happy with that. So, yeah.
Absolutely, and we've been saying it's the flattest, the fastest, a brilliant course. Whether it's flat or not, it's still hard work, isn't it?
Yeah, that distance is always going to be hard, but yeah, it's a really good course and well supported out there today. Yeah, good conditions for it, so yeah.
We kept away from the rain. So Julie, we spoke earlier on today, third place today. Congratulations to you. How did you find that course?
A good course, but I'm a bit disappointed with my time.
And talk me through then. We'll differentiate as we did with Katie between the first half and the second half.
I felt good in first half, and then second half I felt fairly good, but I must have faltered quite a bit in second half.
And is that something then that you can move forward in training? Because when you say about the second half finding it tough, is that something you're going to go back to the drawing board and work on?
Yeah, probably I need to do more mileage. Higher mileage.
Get that mileage. I mean, how many miles are you doing per week?
It's about 85, 90 miles a week. So.
And what about yourself, Kate?
70.
70. I mean, it's a lot of mileage to go, and it's a lot of impact on your body as well. How do you kind of advise people to recover from doing a full marathon?
Definitely, I'll take a week off now, and then slowly build up again afterwards. So. Yeah.
Take a week off and just eat what you want, sleep when you want, drink what you want. I've got smiles on your faces now when I say about that. Listen, congratulations to both of you, and it's great to hear that the audience really spurred you on today. So I'll let you go and recover, and then you've got your presentation later on. But well done to both of you. Thank you. Cheers.
Michael Burnett. We've got Phil Morrison, Ricky Dowling, Alex Burnett, Nick Malcolm, and Daniel Talon as well. What a guy, great running. Fantastic running. And he's really running down the whole of his first 40, 50 running here. Absolutely brilliant. I think that's one of the females doing it, is that right? On the right hand side there. Trying to fix them out as well. Coming across there. Very happy across, well done, Jonah. Round out the top 5 of the females. Great performance today, Jonah, incredible. Picking the fastest line even through the finish line as well. Well up, well within 2.5 probably in terms of gun time versus skip time, so great running, well up. 5th place is Jonah, that's our top 5. Jonah and Jenna Conley, 4th place, 5th line, 3rd. Sorry, 5th line. Second place, two Rickers, first and I'll win it down the way. So well done, Ricky Owens and Paul from the victory. I've got loads of thanks from all of the UK now that turn over the line. I remember, just I got in there, I feel let people know that they can keep in touch with us on Facebook, on Twitter, on Instagram, and of course on things like Snapchat, just hashtag Manchester Marathon. And get it trending, let's get trending, let's get out there. All this wonderful meetings, this wonderful marathon here in Manchester, and all the finishes now. John Anderson finishing there, finished the strong as well, John, well done, well, Matt Power, well done, great rules there. And it's Tom there, just pushing it out of the line, it looks like getting there at a top race there, but well done, Tom, you finished. Goes on up to the strike over there. John Collins, well done. Keep waiting ground, John. Good man. Oh, bumper crowd, please. Well done, guys. And remember the team event as well. And of course, the team relay event. That's the relay event, the Metro Link relay event, where we're running in season 2 or 4. We haven't seen it yet, but they're out there as well. Top up very happy with that. Matt, big thing. Third marathon, what was your target with? 2:46:30, there we go. First marathon, what's going to go on the sub 3, 2:46:30. Well done. You're not having next year, you're going to go quicker. Sub 2:45. That was great. He looks like a sort of great percentage. Yeah? Half tonight. We're not supposed to put on the first thing, but it's always Thursday and alcohol free, right? Start with it, it's all right, back in. And I think it's Holly Running, Holly, 6th place. Well, then Holly, 2:47, 34, not good run, very good run.
We've got a lot of the elite runners passing over the finish line right now, but of course there are many fun runners running as part of the ASICS Greater Manchester Marathon, raising money for some fantastic causes. And now we're going to take a look at the Christie charity, which is Michelle Tomlin's reason for running.
My name's Michelle Tomlin. I'm running the Greater Manchester Marathon for the Christie. As they looked after my mum almost 30 years ago before she passed away, and they're currently supporting my auntie. Last year I had risk-reducing surgery, and after spending sort of 10 weeks in bed, I decided to do something amazing really. So I contacted the Christie. They accepted me to run on their behalf. And I started training in December. This year will be an important year. I'll be 44, the same age as when my mum passed away, and to run the marathon will be a great accomplishment. Being local to the marathon, living in Trafford, I've come down as a spectator, but this time it'll be me doing the running. It's a well-organised event, You get lots of support. People will shout and encourage us as they go by. Nothing's going to get in my way to do the marathon, and nothing should get in your way either. And see you at the Manchester Marathon on April the 8th.
Well done, Mario.
Whoa, so it's all going off here at the finish line. People are passing in their droves now, Hannah.
They are. Well, we've got 13,000 people to get past this finish line. As you mentioned earlier, James, there was people just lying all over the floor. They've pushed themselves to the limit. Now, if you're watching this and thinking, can I do it next year? Yes, you certainly can, because it's all of the sponsor, everything becomes available as of the 10th of April to enter for next year. There's going to be 5,000 spaces, as Nick mentioned earlier on, for this time next year to do the full marathon. But of course, you've got the half marathon as well in October. So get involved if you want to do it. The flattest, the fastest and
the friendliest. And don't forget, people at home as well, if you want to watch your loved ones go across the finish line here at the ASICS Greater Manchester Marathon, then all you need to do is head over to the ASICS Greater Manchester Marathon Facebook page, and there's going to be a live feed of this very finish line throughout the day today.
Yeah, now we've got to say one more time a huge thank you to all of our volunteers that have participated today. Of course, everybody that's participating for a charity as well. It makes such a difference, doesn't it, James?
It really does, and hopefully millions of been raised. Well, I reckon it'll be at least over 1 million like it has been for the last 6 years.
Yeah, well, fingers crossed. I hope so, and more to come. So like I mentioned earlier, the half marathon here in Manchester, the same course, but half marathon. It's not quite as daunting. So if you fancy a challenge, get involved. You can enter right now, and the full marathon will be available to get involved as of the 10th of April. So that's basically it from us. I mean,
that's it from us.
We
want to see you at those big events that are coming up later this year and next year.
We certainly do, but enjoy the rest of your day, and as James says, keep up to date with all the action and watch everybody cross this finishing line, all 13,000 of them. It's been a fantastic day here in Manchester with no rain, but from us for now, we'll see you later. Bye-bye.